Hi there and welcome to my Monday Live. My name is Paula Reid and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator going by the name of Yellow Bee Stamping. Tonight I'm going to share a card using the Scalloped Blooms dies, which is part of the Scalloped Blooms Bundle. So let's switch down. Here we go. Right, so I'll just turn back a few pages. So this is one of the suite here is actually going to be available for the next 12 months. So we've now got the new catalogues of doing one May to August, then September to December, and then January to April. But these two bundles here, the Scalloped Blooms Bundle and the Boutique Blossoms Bundle, are going to be available for the full 12 months, which is really great that we can get the most out of these bundles. Now, if you like both bundles, you can order it via this code up here, and it's the Bloom Boutique Suite, and that includes the Designer Series paper, the two bundles, the little butterfly embellishments, and the scallop boxes. So tonight I want to just use the Scalloped Blooms, mainly the die, but I am going to use a sentiment from the Scalloped Blooms stamp set. So as you join, leave me a comment and say hi. Hope you've all had a good day. It's been another beautiful day here in Auckland. I was out for a walk this morning and it was lovely, so it's always nice when it's not raining. And we are now past the shortest day, so it's on the downhill to summer, which is always good because I am not a winter person. So tonight I thought that we would use, because I haven't really used the scallop dies yet, and I quite liked this card here on page 38 of the catalogue. So I thought we'll try and recreate this one here. Now, I don't have this Designer Series paper. It is the Scalloped Blooms. So I have going to use paper from the Paper Medley bundle. So this is quite a good one. It's one that I got at On Stage, and I'm going to use this paper here, which is Misty Moonlight. So it gives you a variety of colors and patterns, and they are all double-sided, and you get 2 sheets of each paper. So I'm going to use this one here, which is a pretty little dot pattern. So I'll just move my computer a bit closer. I can see. Right. So I'm changing the colours a little bit because I don't have that paper. So my card base is a Barely Blush, just standard card base. And then I have got, this is the Designer Series paper. It's got a little white dot and it is 10 centimetres by 14.3. Then, so these are the dies that, I'll put them this way and you can see, come with this Scalloped Blooms. And so you've got all these scallops. So every second one is just a plain edge. And then the other ones are with the little stitched dot edge, which is really nice. Then you've got some circles and a number of different types of tags that coordinate with the stamp set, that you can use some of these sentiments inside those. Now, one die that took me a little bit to work out what it was is this one here. And then when I saw, so it's 6 sort of leaf type shapes, and I wasn't 100% sure what they were for until I saw this card here. And they've used them as the leaf. So that's what we're going to do. So I have die cut this, the smallest one, out of Belly Blush, and then the second one here that has got the stitching also out of Belly Blush, and this third biggest out of Basic White. And then these ones here, and I've done those out of Hydrangea Hue, and I've done all of these in cardstock. And then this tag here I have done out of Peaceful Pine, and it's the two-tone, and we're going to use the light colour side. Right, so let's get started. We'll do this. So there's only a little bit of stamping, and we are going to stamp this stamp here that says "Have a Good Day," and I am inking that up in the Peaceful Pine, and then just going to stamp that down in there. And using a little bit of linen thread, I am going to hi Edith, yes, they are quite cute, the little it's quite a good die to have. So then I'm going to, oops, didn't get that very even, so I'll just loosen that off again. Oops, I'm all fingers tonight. So let's start that again. So I'll get my ends even, and then we will just knot that. Not sure why doing bows on camera always end up being harder than when you do them yourself. Okay, so just going to knot that, and that just sort of anchors it on, and then we're going to hopefully get a bow. Okay, so it's all fingers tonight. There we go. And then we'll just pull them out. Okay, so that's that bit ready. So on the image here, they have cut using the die that has the two circles, this one here, but I just felt that it was a little bit big for the smaller flowers. So what I have done is used the Gears and Textures dies and just cut out. There was a circle, and so it's just that little bit smaller, and I feel that that's a little bit more in proportion for the size of the scallop. So I am just going to pop a bit of adhesive, liquid adhesive, and pop that in the middle there, and then I'll do the same. Make sure I've got the right side of the flower. So it's quite cute with it being just the scallop, and it creates a flower. And you could, oops, don't push too hard. You could use an embellishment for the center of the flower if you don't have a circle, small circle punch or die. that one on there. There's our 3 small, and then this one is using the big circle, and yeah, you can see this has got the nice stitching around the edge, which just sort of adds a little bit more texture to it. And I've just done this with this is gold foil, and then we'll do the last one. And then these are the little, yeah, when I saw the die, I was like, what's this for? And so these make the little leaves that you can create with the scallop for the flowers. So we will now adhere, just seeing whether, in the picture, whether those, I think that one will have on dimensionals, but all the rest of them will just be adhered directly onto this white scallop, which I will put on dimensionals onto the paper. So I'm just going to pop that one up there. And just put a bit of adhesive on those two, that one and that one, and then we will adhere. So I quite liked that in the picture, the sample had that the leaves, they weren't green, and it's kind of like, well, we can do with paper crafting, you can do them whatever colour. We don't have to have them as the actual colour. Okay, and then we'll just pop that one on here. And pop that one about there. So when you recreate, you don't have to do it exactly when you're casing. Just do it how you want. But it's using the image as, you know, sort of a guidance. So then we're going to put this one here. It's going to sit up on dimensionals. So I'm going to pop a dimensional up there, and I've got some half ones, and stick that there because I want to put the leaves onto this one. And so we'll pop, that's going to go that one there, and then this one we're just going to pop some glue, just remember which ones we've done, and then like that, and pop some more adhesive on there, and pop that down there, and then that one's just going to sort of, so I've got that, so we'll pop take those off, and pop that there, and So I'm not adhering these ones to the flower, they're going onto the base of the onto the white scallop. Like that. And we'll pop our designer series paper onto our card base, which is just a standard card base, and it is the Barely Blush, which is actually quite pretty against the that. Now, so I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals just to give it a bit more height and add a bit of extra dimension to the card. Yeah. Be generous. Put another one up here. Maybe I should have popped that one around, but there we go. That's a bit better. If you don't put enough dimensionals on when you've got something like this, then it often sags, and then it just, yeah, it doesn't look as good. So, and then we are going to pop that about there. And then we have got okie dokie. I might just trim the tails of my bow just a little bit so that they're not, and then I think I'm just going to pop the sentiment tag directly onto the card, because we've got that's already got dimension on it. And then we'll pop that on the angle. Here we go. And then now on the sample, it had, I'll just move that out of the way. So the sample had the little butterflies, which I don't have. So I thought I would just, because we've gone with the gold, I've got these ones here, which are the adhesive backed metallic gems, and so we'll see what they look like. And those are the gold ones, although they're not the gold that is of this sort of gold. So plan B, always good to have a plan B. I am just going to use just put 1, 2, and then put a bigger one. I might need to get some more of these. There we go. So there is our card made with the scallop dies, and just how you can create a flower with the scallops, and then this is the sample. So I hope you've enjoyed that and seen another way of using the scallops. Have a good rest of your evening, and we'll see you later. Thanks. Bye.